Hello everyone, it's Julie here. Today we are going to be making a craft, so I'm going to tell you what supplies you need so you can pause me and go get them. You're going to need construction paper. If you have white, tan, or brown, that would be great. You will also need another color. It does not have to be red, whatever you have on hand. You're going to need a pencil. You're going to need glue, scissors, and you need either markers, colored pencils, or crayons. Now go ahead and pause me and go get your supplies and join us when you are ready. All right, last week we talked about the unforgiving servant. He owed a king a tremendous amount of money, thousands and thousands of dollars. And when it was time to repay, he begged the king for more time. Please, I will pay you back, but I just don't have it right now. And the king, he felt pity on him and he forgave him the debt. He no longer owed him thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, that's a lot of money. Now, back in the biblical times, if you owed somebody a debt and you could not pay it, you would either go to prison for the rest of your life until a family member paid it off, or you would be a slave to the person and you would have to work until you paid it off. And your wife and your children could also be slaves to that person. So he is excited. His debt is gone. It's erased. And he goes out and he runs into a buddy, another servant. He says, "Oh, wait a minute. You owe me a few dollars." And he begged him for more time because he could not pay it. He said, "No." And he had him thrown in prison. Well, the king heard about this, and he had the servant called back in, and he said, "You evil servant, here I forgave you of this huge debt, and you would not forgive him of so little." So he threw him in prison also. Now in this story, the king represents Jesus. Jesus forgives us on a daily basis, and when he forgives us, it is gone. So he forgives us again and again. And when you see this, I mean, he wipes the slate clean. It's gone. It is shiny. And he forgives us again and again and again and again and again. I could go on forever because he forgives us daily. Because we all sin. We all do things that we're not supposed to. But he also calls us to forgive others. You know, last week we talked about maybe if you're playing soccer and somebody keeps stealing the ball away from you or getting to, your ball and you're getting ready to kick it and they take it and they say, "Sorry." We need to be forgiving. And sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes people say mean things. Sometimes people do mean actions towards us. And it's really hard to forgive. But if we don't, our hearts get filled with resentment and hate. And when we forgive, it's cleansing. And Jesus, he forgives us daily. He died on the cross so we can be forgiven. There's no way we can ever repay that debt, but we can be forgiving as he is. All right, now let's get the tan, white, whatever color piece of paper you have. You're going to need your pencil, and you or a family member need to trace around your hand, your fingers. And if you're right-handed, it's going to be really easy to do your left hand. And then when you go over to the other hand, it's a little bit trickier unless you have help. And if you're left-handed, it'll be the opposite. It'll be a little bit harder when you do, oh my goodness, your left hand. I'm not very good at that. As you can tell, there is a little bit of the difference between them. All right, I went ahead and cut mine out because it takes just a little bit. So go ahead and pause me again. Cut out your hands, or you can watch the whole video and do this afterwards. But you're going to need to cut them out. I've already got mine done. We are then going to take your other colored piece of paper, and we're just going to cut a strip. And on that strip, you can either use a pencil, a marker. You know what? I might use a marker. And I want you to write on here, or a parent, forgive as you have been forgiven. Forgive as you have been forgiven. All right. Once you have that done, you are going to take your hands and we are going to glue them on. I'm going to put a little line of glue. It doesn't take a lot of glue. I'm going to put it there. Then I'm going to glue on my other hand. It's kind of like outstretched arms with your hands out. That is what it is, actually. It is. Your arms are outstretched like you're getting ready to give somebody a hug. Once you have that done, you are going to need to cut a circle for your head. It does not have to be perfect. Oh, mine got real jagged. And you're also going to be gluing that on. But before you do that, we're going to want to make a face on it. I'm going to use red for my mouth, make a smiley face. Whoops. I'm going to use, let's see, blue. I'm going to make some blue eyes. If you have wiggly eyes, you could use wiggly eyes and glue them on. And then I need a nose. I happen to have some hair on my head, so I think most of you do too. I'm going to make some hair. Markers, colored pencils, crowns, it will all work just fine. All right, I'm going to take my face, put a little bit of glue down at the bottom, and I am going to glue it onto the rest of it. Let me set it up here for you. That way, when you look at this, it can help you remember that you're forgiven, and these outstretched arms are a hug, and that we need to forgive others. And sometimes, like I said, it can be tremendously hard to forgive. It's just things happen on a daily basis. Sometimes, some days we don't have anybody that does anything that will hurt us or make us mad, but some days we do. And just remember, maybe your siblings, oh my goodness, your brothers, your sisters, moms and dads telling you to do things, go clean your room, that can make somebody mad. I know it can make my girls mad. So remember, Jesus forgives us and we need to forgive others. Lord, thank you so much for forgiving us. We all sin. Thank you so much for having such a generous and forgiving heart and loving us so much that you're willing to do that. Help us to remember that we need to be forgiving others as well. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, everybody, have a good week. Hopefully school's going wonderful for you. I can't wait to see you again. Bye.